Welcome to my kitchen. Today, Chef Lou Lambert is back from the fabulous Marriott Plaza Hotel in San Antonio. And if you've never gone there on vacation, I tell you, San Antonio is a great family spot. Well, today, he's going to make his wild mushroom stir-fry in Radicchio cups with ginger and cashews. Then for dessert, we're going to make his very healthy mango panna cotta. This sounds so exotic, I can hardly wait. Welcome, Lou.
Cindy,
thank you so much for coming back.
It is so great to be back with you.
Oh, this is just wonderful. And you know, San Antonio, I forgot to mention earlier, I mean, it is an awesome place, that river walk. Is your hotel on that walk?
We are about a block off. We sit on 6.5 acres of beautiful grounds. And actually, Fiesta is going on right now in San Antonio. So it's a good time to be there, but it's so crazy there. I'm glad to be here with you today.
Right. Well, for the folks out there across the country, you know, San Antonio has this beautiful river that winds through the heart of the town, and they've built up beautiful restaurants and shops and hotels along this, and you can even ride in a riverboat along the canal. It's just beautiful.
Actually, 2 nights ago, they had the river boat parade. Probably 40 different boats decorated up. It's almost like a street parade, 4th of July, going down the river.
Right.
It's crazy.
Well, you know, not only are you a chef, I have learned you're a healthy chef, and this is just awesome, and you're teaching us, this is just so miraculous. I mean, I'm just thrilled that you're teaching us not only is healthy cooking good for us, but it tastes good.
You don't have to load your diet with fats and sugars and all those things to be satisfied. I think it's my job as a chef and as a culinarian to teach people how to eat healthy.
Oh, that's great. Well, let's get started.
All right. Where do you want to start? We're going to do a wonderful mushroom stir-fry.
Okay.
I used to work in California, and a lot of Asian influences in the cuisines. This dish I originally did with lamb. You can do it with chicken. Today we're doing it with mushrooms. You're not going to miss the meat. You're not going to miss any of that. This is loaded with flavor.
Good.
So to start with, I'm going to get my pan fairly hot. You want to saute in a hot pan.
Okay.
Today I'm using 3 types of mushrooms. I'm using a little hedgehog mushroom.
Okay.
I'm using a cremini mushroom and a shiitake mushroom. They all have little different flavors, little different textures. I'm going to saute them all together. The important thing is, because I'm sauteing them together, and I'm just using a little bit of olive oil, that looks like quite a bit, but mushrooms act like a sponge. So it's important that you cut them the same size so they cook at the same temperature.
Okay.
See, my pan is smoking, which is good. I use just a little olive oil, about 2 tablespoons, just a little bit of sesame oil.
Sesame oil.
To give that flavor.
Okay.
Pan is hot. I want to put the mushrooms in. Hear that sizzle? That's what you want. You want those to be cooking.
Okay.
Now, once I put them in, I am not going to stir them around.
Okay.
If you start stirring them around, what you're doing is you're introducing the cold side to the bottom and you lose your heat. So instead of sauteing, you end up just stewing your mushrooms. I want to build up that caramelization. I don't want them to evaporate liquid.
So important tip, when we put them in there, leave them alone for just a few minutes.
Don't touch them.
Let them go. Mushrooms are wonderful. You know, they're a good source of vitamin C, folate, iron, zinc, manganese, as well as dietary fiber. Can you believe all that?
And
a mushroom?
And they've got the flavor and texture that's earthy, that's
right. Oh, yeah.
That feel to where you're not missing eating a big slab of meat.
Well, you know, and I like portobello mushrooms as well, and I've learned that mushrooms as a whole have about 2 grams of protein per cup.
I did not know that.
So that's a really good little tip.
I've been eating healthy all this time, and I didn't even know it.
Isn't that great?
This is great. So these are searing away. I'm going to put a little bit of pepper. We're going to be adding a soy sauce to this. Even though it's a light soy, I don't want to add a lot of salt, but I'm going to put just a little bit. The other trick to being a good cook is season as you go. Season your food every step of the way.
Okay.
Don't wait till the end.
You don't wait till the end. You do it as you go so the flavors can just meld together.
Now, if you notice, we put just a little bit of oil, but these mushrooms are acting like a sponge, and most of that oil has already been absorbed. So they're starting to get a little bit of brown. So I'm going to give them a little toss.
Well, that looks good.
And again, I'm going to let them set for just a minute.
Okay. Well, I noticed that when you got all of your ingredients out that you used tamari sauce for soy sauce. I'm so glad. Because, you know, we like tamari sauce in healthy cooking because it's not refined, doesn't have sugar, and no MSG.
See, that is great.
Great.
And people don't realize that MSG, and I am not a scientist. I am a chef, but I know so many of my customers, so many of my guests will have these terrible reactions to MSG.
Right.
So it can't be good for you. All right, so those are cooking nicely, starting to smoke.
Just can't help but stir a little bit. It's just in my blood.
Do it. So those have started going. At this point, we're giving those a little head start.
Okay.
We're going to add some fresh ginger.
Oh, I love ginger.
I love ginger.
I love ginger. It stimulates our blood. It makes circulation better. It's also a good source of vitamin C, magnesium, potassium, copper. So you get these minerals in with it, too.
I didn't know that either. This is educational.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I can tell you this. I'll give you a little tidbit when you're cooking. When I worked in San Francisco, all the Oriental cooks, they said GGS. Ginger, garlic.
Okay, ginger, garlic.
And scallion.
Ah.
So whenever you're doing a stir fry, GGS, ginger, garlic, scallion.
Good.
So you notice I put those in a little bit later because I wanted those mushrooms to get going. If I would have put them in at the first, they would have been seared or they would have been cooked before the mushrooms were ready. So, oh, can you smell that ginger?
Oh, it's wonderful.
All right, so those are going. I had a jumper there. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of the tamari, about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons. I'm going to add a little bit. Let me get a little spoon. I'm stealing your spoon here.
That's okay.
A little bit, just a touch of hot chili paste. Now, you don't have to put this in. I love it. It's got a little garlic and a lot of chili, a little bit of heat.
Where do I find that chili paste?
Most of your grocers will have that in their Oriental section.
You know, I never know what it's called, but I always look for the rooster because I like the one that has this rooster on the label, and that's how I pick it out.
Sambal.
Not too, you know, scientific, but that's the one that works, that tastes really good.
All right, and that...
Oh, look how that's cooking down and it's smelling so good.
And if you notice, there's not a lot of liquid in the bottom. Now I'm going to add a little bit of cilantro at the end.
Oh, the cilantro is so fresh. I love cilantro. Anytime
you're using cilantro, basil, any of those really delicate herbs, add them at the end because they'll preserve their flavors.
Okay, that's a good tip.
You won't cook out the flavor out of them.
You know, cilantro is a good source of thiamine and zinc and dietary fiber. It's just a wonderful thing. It's like I was talking to you earlier at the break about it being a superfood because it has all the antioxidants like A, C, E.
Yes.
It's even got vitamin K.
And I know from a culinary standpoint,
that smells good.
If you're wanting to cook healthy, you can add things like cilantro and ginger and all these things because you're adding flavors in there that you don't need the salt and fats
And you know, they're really friendly with a lot of different types of dishes from different cultures.
All right, now this is about as far as you want to go.
Okay.
I'm going to transfer this.
Okay, we're going to put that into a bowl so it doesn't keep cooking. Is that what we're going to do?
So it doesn't keep cooking, so you don't stew out and lose or have all your moisture just leach out.
Okay.
All right, now to serve this, I am going to put little radicchio cups. If you can't find radicchio, you could use iceberg lettuce, leaf lettuce, anything you want.
Something that's a nice big leaf because we're putting it in it to eat it. So it makes like a lettuce wrap, if you will.
If you will, a lettuce wrap, almost a little lettuce taco.
Oh, so you're putting some mixed, wonderful.
I'm going to put some mixed greens in there very quickly. A little bit of lime juice.
So you're squeezing just fresh lime juice on
just a sprinkle of salt.
Oh, this is exciting. This is so good.
All right, here we go. Your mushrooms. Nice little mushroom. I put a little bit of toasted cashews.
Okay.
A little bit of cilantro. And as they say, that, Cindy, is your deal.
Oh, that is just beautiful.
Now, you eat this. It is so loaded with flavor. You are not going to miss.
So then I just pick it up like a taco.
You pick it up. This is
great.
All
right, I'm going to be brave here and bite into it in front of everybody.
How is that? For a dinner party, it's great as an entree.
My lunch was made.
For an appetizers, for a cocktail party, for whatever you're doing for a social gathering, these are great.
This is gourmet. Yes. This is absolutely...
But how easy was that?
We can do that at home.
Anybody can do that.
It's wonderful.
Do you want dessert?
I want to finish it, but let's make dessert.
All right.
And I'll finish it after.
All right. For dessert, we are going to make a mango panna cotta.
Well, what is panna cotta?
Panna cotta, think of a custard without egg in it. It's very traditional in Italy. They usually do milk or cream, and it's firmed up with a gelatin. And that's it. So for healthy cooking, this works great. And instead of milk or cream, I'm using soy. I personally like soy milk.
I do too.
And it is so good for you.
So we're going to heat up some soy milk here in the pan.
I have that heated. I've got 4 tablespoons of just water. I have a gelatin. I'm going to put that in there to bloom, for the gelatin to get going.
How long does that take for that to
About a minute. About a minute. Not even a minute, 30 seconds. All right, my mango. What I've got here, I could not find a mango puree, and most people aren't going to be able to. If you can't find mango, this works with any kind of fruit. I took a mango, I peeled and seeded it, put it in a blender with a little bit of orange juice. It up. Just blurred it up, and that's it. All right, your gelatin is bloomed. I'm going to add this to your warm soy. So as I mix that in, the warm soy will continue to melt that. I'm going to add about a cup of the mango puree. Well,
mangoes are so low in fat and cholesterol. They're actually a good food.
They are so good.
Really good food. Dietary fiber. They even have vitamin B6, and we don't get enough B vitamins. So that's a good source of that.
Now you tell me why I've been eating them. Honey, if you don't want...
I love using honey. A lot of people don't think honey is good for you, but I believe it is. I mean, it's all over throughout the Bible, the land of milk and honey.
And this is
does
a raw
metabolize slower than sugar, so it does have a really, really good health benefit.
And it's not so refined. It's just all this food that's been so refined takes all the nutrients and all the health benefits.
And you don't get that low blood sugar rush after eating desserts that have honey in them.
All right, so that... is how easy it is. Then you spoon that into a little ramekin.
So we'll just spoon those out into the ramekin and then pop them in the fridge?
Then pop them in the fridge, and let's move over here and I'll show you what you get. After about 3 hours it sets up. It's better if it's overnight. Now, this one, cross your fingers.
That's okay. You know what? I'm going to eat it anyway because it just looks beautiful.
Watch this, watch this.
Sometimes you put them down in a little bit of warm water. Does
warm water is the best.
That's what I do at home.
Yes.
Oh, that's beautiful.
But see, that came
Look how
out
good
just
that
fine.
came out.
All right. And then the other thing I've done is I've made some yogurt cream. And I've shown you this before, where you take your yogurt and put it in a cheesecloth to get any of the excess water out. Just a sprinkle of honey. And again, this is for the mouthfeel, for the missing that fat and all of those things. To me,
so
this is a great...
just yogurt with honey in it.
This is non-fat yogurt with honey in it. Wonderful. And not a lot of honey. But I love the flavor and texture. So instead of a big dollop of whipped cream, you do that. Then I'm going to put a touch of mango on that.
Oh, I love mangoes. I love tropical fruits.
And then, if that's not enough, we're going to do some fresh berries. Now, Cindy, tell me you're going to miss the cream and sugars and fat if you can have this.
No way. That is just beautiful, Lou. That's gorgeous. And
So
I
try that.
have to try this. I have never had manna cotta, I've got to tell you.
Mango. So it's got the mouthfeel, it's got the texture.
It's got the mouthfeel, it's delicious, and it's bursting with flavor. It's bursting with flavor. Well, thank you so much, Lou. Oh, thank you so much for joining me. And once again, you've lived up to your reputation of being a wonderful, healthy chef. And for copies of today's recipes, go online to Healthy Cooking with Cindy. Print them off, make it tonight, and enjoy. And don't go away, because we're going to be right back for more of your health.